So, I read 13 books in the month of July, and only 2 of them were 5-star reads. And honestly, I'm drained. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Welcome here. I'm Raina, aka Raina Swan, and this is my monthly wrap-up video, aka my book awards ceremony, where I give awards to the books that I enjoyed the most in the month that we're in. Okay, so first off, let me just say I am a little tired. I woke up at 5 a.m., went to the gym. I don't know who I think I am. Am I Tomb Raider? What am I training for? Why am I up so early? So I'm trying to make that like my normal routine. I'm not a morning person. I don't like to talk to people in the morning. I don't like people looking at me in the morning. I don't really eat breakfast for real in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not a morning person. Wake me up in the afternoon and then we can talk. So this 5 a.m. schedule that I'm trying to put myself on, who do I think I am? I need to know myself. I need to do better. But anyways, let's get into this ceremony. It's not gonna be long because like I said, only 2 of the books that I read this month were 5-star reads, and them arcs, they went out the window. I had time for them. So let's start off with the best novel of the month. Okay, the best novel of the month, surprisingly, because this wasn't even on my set TBR, and I wasn't even gonna read this because of that raggedy ass cover, but I'm gonna give it to Mrs. Wiggins. Okay, Mrs. Wiggins, I didn't read the synopsis or nothing. I just went in there raw dog. I didn't know nothing, but I'm glad I did. Okay, so I haven't seen Miss Wiggins on Bookstagram, and I ain't really see it on BookTok. But you Instagram girls, y'all was sharing this like crazy, and I was like, okay, y'all saying it's good, whatever. But then my sister from another mister, Kim, she was like, no, it's good, sis. So I was like, okay, let me read it, because one thing about Kim, she ain't gonna read no boring ass book. She's gonna DNF it for sure. So I was like, okay, let me read it. But I read it and I liked it. Okay, it was good. I just went in blind. I didn't know what was gonna go on or nothing like that. But basically, you have a woman who comes from like the different side of the tracks. You know, her mom was a whore, and you know her father wasn't too good either. She just wants to marry into a respectable family, you know, so she's not looked at as a whore like her mother. So, you know, she marries Hubert, and he is the ideal candidate, all right? But these two, they got some sneaky secrets that they keep from it. But that Maggie, the main character Maggie, she's harboring the biggest secrets of them all, okay? Thug life, okay? Don't let the church hat fool you, okay? Miss Wiggins got down. So I gave it 5 stars. That was like the best novel of the month, and the writing, it flowed really well. I enjoyed all of the characters. I feel like all of the characters in the book played their part very well, okay? There wasn't a pointless character around. Everybody did a good job, okay? So shout out to Mrs. Wiggins, okay? Watch your back for Miss Wiggins, okay? Don't cross Mrs. Wiggins, okay? All right. Okay, so next up we have best plot twist. Okay, best plot twist, I would give it to How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her Porch. Now granted, like I said on BookTok, we don't figure out how the one-armed sister sweeps her porch. Or it's actually, I don't even know why I keep calling it that. We don't figure out how the one-armed sister sweeps her house. But we do find out that the men in Barbados be hoeing. And it was so shocking to me that they was selling that little lizard on the beautiful island of Barbados. I didn't know. I'm like, is that how you really get out? I don't know. But that, like, the biggest plot twist. I went into that thinking that I wasn't gonna like it. Do not do the audio. I recommend you read it because it's gonna pull you in more when you digest the writing on the pages. Whereas if you're listening to the audio and hearing the narrator with her beautiful accent, it's gonna be harder to digest. So I would recommend you read it. But yeah, that plot twist had me like, oh, I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. But basically, it's a domestic drama. Married couple, you know, her husband, he's a jerk, okay? And she is trying to figure out, you know, how she is going to make it in life with the husband that she has, okay? And that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, biggest plot twist. Next up, we have Best Thriller. Now, I gave it to The Landlord by Brandon Massey. Now, that damn daddy pissed me off. Now, one thing about Brandon, he is gonna write a money-hungry daddy, okay? He gonna write it down. And that damn daddy pissed me off in that book so bad, but it was very, like, suspenseful. And the more you read, we were like, okay, this is so unrealistic, but I'm invested. What's gonna happen next? So The Landlord keeps you on your toes, but it's going to piss you off. Okay, so if you don't mind being a little pissed off, I think you would like this. Okay, so basically a couple moves in to their dream home, and then all of a sudden the landlord starts making all these crazy rules. Okay, and it's just not what it seems. Okay, and it turns out, I'm gonna say a spoiler. Y'all just might want to read the book. Check out the synopsis of all these, okay? Because ain't nobody got time to be trying to break it down for y'all, okay? Y'all just read them at your own time, okay? What I look like, Google. Okay, so next up, we have Best Novella. Okay, so I read a couple novellas, okay? But it wasn't hard to make this choice. It was not hard to make this choice. The best novella goes to Buried by Lynette King, and it is about tells the story of a girl into womanhood, basically telling, you know, how she just wanted to be loved by her family, and she never understood why her mother just did not love her. Okay, and so we get into the little short journey of why. Now, granted, she was a weird little girl, weird woman. We all a little weird, okay? But her mama was still raggedy, okay? I'm just saying. Next up, we have Best Villain. Now, this is by a landslide, okay? I mean, Little Miss Scarlet from Bad Influence pissed me off into festivities. I was just, okay, I ain't never wanted to fight a child. Yeah, I'm lying, because I was almost in jail earlier this year. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about Scarlet from Bad Influence, okay? She just wasn't a bad influence. She was a little demon. Okay, and that daddy pissed me off in that book too. So I'm like, stand up, fight for your family, golly. But yeah, so we have little Scarlet influencing all the children's in the neighborhood to be raggedy, okay? And she had raggedy parents supporting her raggedy activities, okay? She was just a terrible child, okay? But, you know, we have a family, you know, well-to-do. They separate, okay? But they have to come together to save their baby because they are in the clutches of this demon child, okay? So they have to get this demon child away from their baby. Now, I ain't gonna lie. If it was me, I probably would have had my child switch schools, and I probably would have moved. And if that didn't work, I just probably have to do the time in jail. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. So, shout out to my nigga Scarlett. Best urban fiction. This is an oldie but a goodie. It still surpassed all the other ones I read this month. I'm giving it to Fly Girl. I'm sure you've read Fly Girl. Fly Girl is top tier. I don't know if this is how we ranking them, but it's Fly Girl, then it's Coldest Winter Ever. Either or. Those are top. If we ranking best urban fictions, would that be your way to rank? Like, would Fly Girl be number one, or would Coldest Winter Ever be number one and then Fly Girl at number two? I think Winter might have her beat. But Winter pissed me off. Tracy pissed me off too. But it might be Coldest Winter Ever and then Fly Girl. I don't know. But best urban fiction, for sure, Fly Girl. And then last but not least, so we can get the hell up out of here so I can take a nap with my tired ass. Best romance. I think I really only read 2 romances and one was an arc. But the best romance, for lack of other options, that was shady. Best romance is Fake It Till You Bake It. Now, okay, I am not a romance girly. I'm just not. And the reason why I'm not a romance girly is because I feel like we always know how it's going to end. There hasn't been not a one romance where I didn't know that they would end up together. Okay? Same with the fake dating trope. This is my first fake dating book. But if I ever had to read another book with a fake dating trope, I'm pretty sure they would end up together. Okay? So that's just my thing about romances. It's just like, we know where it's going to end. So we're just there to enjoy the ride. But we know how it's going to end. You know? Except for with Upstate. Now, that was one urban fiction romance. What would that even be? Yeah, like romance, drama. I was just like, I didn't think it was going that way. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, we know how these romance books go in. So that's why I'm not like a thriller girly, because you just never know. You never know. Anyways, y'all, that's it for this video. Next month, I am gonna have kind of like a set TBR, but not really, because y'all know I always be throwing in like random books like Miss Wiggins. That threw me for a loop. But I think I'm gonna kind of pull back on as many books as I am consuming. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to do a better job of like really scoping the scene and like really trying to figure out which books I want to read that I feel like would be enjoyable. Because did y'all notice that none of these were domestic dramas except for How the One Armed Sister Swept Her House? And that was the book that I enjoyed. One of the books I enjoyed the most or whatever. So I'm gonna get back to my, drama roots. All right, I'm about to lay down. Y'all be good. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you are watching this, like the video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Go check out my other content on Instagram, because it's not the same over here. Go check out my content on TikTok, because it's not the same over here. Okay? Yeah, and also, I am doing a giveaway over there on Instagram. and it ends tomorrow. So if you want to partake in said giveaway, you need to be following me on Instagram. Okay? All right, ciao, Bellas.